Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. I'm TasteDRC, and we have some more Booster Set 6 gameplay for you guys today. Today we're going to be playing Mastemon, which is making a comeback right now online with the new cards they got in Booster Set 6. I'm going to be playing against Azulongmon, which is the new Source Strip deck from Booster Set 6 that powers up blue in this booster set. So my opponent will go ahead and go first since they won the die roll. They digivolved their Vmon into their Coelomon, which is a 1-cost blocker, so that leaves me at 1. I will reveal Upamon, which lets you draw 1 if your security is 3 or less. I will digivolve into Salamon because its security, or rather its effect isn't too necessary right now, so I don't lose out by digivolving into it over, say, Starmon, which has a great on-play that could be better in the long term. And then if I do lose the stack, Mastemon can play it out in a pinch if I need the recovery for some reason next turn. So I'll go ahead and digivolve for 2 into the Gatomon. Same reason here. In my hand, the ultimate that I have in my hand, the level 5 on the left, is War Growlmon. So this Digiburst effect lets you discard 2 and then minus something by 4,000 DP. So that helps get stuff into the trash for Mastemon's effect later, which we would play that yellow Gatomon off its effect. Because that Gatomon has the effect, if you have a purple Digimon out, it gains blocker, and then on play, you recover +1 if your security is 3 or less. So that card is really great to be paired with a Mastemon to get played off it. My opponent did leave me at 2 memory by digivolving into his Vmon or Vidramon, so I go ahead and digivolve into War Growlmon, which costs 3 to digivolve, putting him at 1. He plays that new memory boost card introduced in Booster Set 6. When you use it, it lets you strip, or when you play it onto the field, you can strip 2 cards. Main trash 2 cards at the bottom of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards cannot attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it's a great stall card and a great card to buy you a couple turns, and then you could discard it later with its delay effect to get that memory to help you digivolve when you need that extra memory if your opponent checked you at 1. So here we go ahead and start their turn because I played the Pulsemon, because Pulsemon's effect is if your security is 3 or more, draw 1. If it's 3 or less, gain 1 memory. So ideally you want to play it at 3 to get both effects, but I'm trying to dig for my top end here so I can go into Mastemon and start comboing off with this thing. And then War Growlmon Digiburst effect is dependent on them having something out, so I don't want to get War Growlmon out too early and then have it get bounced by some of the things in this guy's deck, because there are some Digimon here that let you bounce back to hand, to the bottom of deck, a couple of option cards. I don't want to lose the stack too early. And then, my opponent decides to take back that move from Racing Area because they realize that like War Growlmon's out, who knows what else I could have, and that could possibly blow him up. Okay, so we'll see if he decides against it entirely. He just does go ahead and move out, which is fine. If you wanted to take it back, he could have. It's not like playing a tournament or anything. So he digivolves it to Azulongmon, and then for every one of the Digimon on my side of the field with no Digivolution sources, he gains 1 memory. So instead of digivolving for 5, he gets to digivolve for 4 from when he was at 3, so he gets to choke me at 1 with that. So now here I'm debating if I want to move out, because I don't know if I actually have a way to Digiburst and minus it enough. Because even if I burst and then play Starmon, that is only 7k, which would have been enough if he didn't Digivolve. But unfortunately, he had that blue memory booster out, so I couldn't choke him. Even though I tried to, I put him at 1. He has that card out, so you could just delay it whenever he wanted for the extra memory to be able to go into that Azulongmon or any other level 6 that costs only 3 to digivolve into. Unfortunately, I have not seen my top end in Mastemon either, so I can't really get most effective value if I move out the War Growlmon right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and digivolve into a 2-cost Digimon to put him at 1. So that is the new Mimicmon introduced in this set. Its effect is if you have 3 or less security, when played, you gain 2 memory, effectively making him an only 2-cost champion to raw play. That is amazing and a fantastic late game pinch if you bricked or something like that. So he's going to swing at security. There is nothing on my field with no Digivolution sources. So he does not get +1 off of the Azulongmon, but he does get +1 off the inheritable from Jamming Vidramon, which states if you have 8 or more cards in your hand, security attack +1, then he will digivolve into that 4-cost Advanced Omnimon to be able to get an extra swing. And because of the inheritable on Vidramon, he gets to swing 2 off of that advanced swing. So he is blazing through security right now. So here we're going to see, now that we finally have drawn into Mastemon, about time, we are going to see the effectiveness of Mastemon's ability to remove things off of the board. So first off, we're going to have to start by getting that Digiburst effect off to be able to minus him into the 9,000 DP range, making him a little more, or rather into 10,000. For some reason I was thinking he was 13,000, but that Onimon is 14,000. So Onimon has that effect, if it would be deleted or return it, if an effect would delete it or return it to the bottom of deck, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing a level 6 Digimon card from this card's Digivolutions. So the only way to get rid of this without having its effect go off and bouncing it back would be by minusing DP. And since we're playing yellow, that is a specialty of this color. So we do have an out to that Omnimon, and it needs to get out of the way now or else I just lose. So we start by Digibursting, getting those good cards into the trash for Mastemon to be able to play them out. That minuses him 4,000, putting him at only 10k. I have 3 memories, so Starmon here would do another 3k. Or rather, that 4,000 put him at 10k. Now I'll play Starmon for 3. That puts him another -3, and that puts him at 7,000. And now Spiral Masquerade does 6,000 to put him at -12? No, -9,000 to blow up the Omnimon. So that's really cool. You know, the dexterity, how wide you could go and how high your removal DP count wise can go to get rid of threats. So that's really good here. We're in a really nice spot. 4 is a lot more than I would have liked to have passed them, but I don't see another way where that would have removed it, because Spiral Masquerade does -3,000 for every Digimon on your side of the field, and only 2 on the field would have only done 6,000. Would not have been enough to get him destroyed when he was at 10,000. So we're doing pretty good here. He reveals, he squeezes the security, reveals my level 5 vanilla. That destroys his Blukomon, so I'm in a pretty good position right now. He has to hardcast some rookies to hope to be able to live next turn. I'm not too worried because there are 2 rookies, but in this color with Mastemon's effect, I should be able to get out some blockers in time. Go ahead and Digivolve for free. Let's see if we can draw into Sakoshu, or rather Blinding Ray, I believe the card is called in English. Unfortunately, we're not. Blinding Ray makes you discard 1 security, and then you gain 2 memory off that. And the discarding security part isn't a cost for the effect. It's not mandatory. Or rather, it is, but it's not a cost for the effect. So even if you don't do it, you still get the +2. So if you're at 0 security, Blinding Ray is a free +2 without consequences. But you know, the drawback is that you are at 0 security, so you gotta be a lot more careful with that. So I'm trying to see, so we do have the blocker, and that blocker recovers 1. So that still leaves us enough to pass turn safely, because he does have that 1 extra buy that we won't be able to block against. But that is okay, because the 1 security, he won't be able to swing for lethal, and hopefully I will be able to, in that time frame, be able to swing for security. Let's see here. My opponent is, or rather I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve for 2, just to make sure I have that extra security. So I don't have to worry about my security getting, you know, back down to 0. I at least get to, I have 2 blockers out now. He can't touch my security between these 2 cards, and I get to recover off 1 off of that purple, or rather that promo Gatomon. Really strong synergy with Mastemon. Mr. Mastemon is a really fun deck in this meta. I'm really liking it in Booster Set 6. I know Booster Set 4 isn't even out here in English yet. I gotta do some testing for that in Booster Set 4 for you guys. I know Mastemon's a really popular deck on here. But yeah, I'm loving it in Booster Set 6. I would say Mastemon is a solidly Tier 2 deck in Booster Set 6, like maybe mid-Tier 2, lowish. And you'll see soon why, because it is a lot of tools, and we are able to get rid of big threats like that Omnimon that was threatening game, and now we're in a really good position like this. But the thing is, Mastemon as a top end just isn't too threatening compared to absolutely everything else in Booster Set 4 time, or rather by the time of Booster Set 6, I mean. Because once Mastemon has come out and done its thing, that's kind of it. It's kind of just a passive vanilla at that point if you don't have any good inheritables underneath it. And oftentimes you're going to be Digibursting those inheritables away because of War Groundmon or Rise Greymon if you want to play a Tamer out for free instead. So yeah, that's a problem with Mastemon. It has a lot. It can be really explosive up to a point where after that it kind of teeters off, and if you're not closing out game then and there, you're going to have a hard time if your opponent has a good grind game with their deck, because you don't have too many more plays, because your biggest plays are reliant on Mastemon coming out. Otherwise you're hard casting everything, which is not as efficient, because some of these cards are really expensive, like 6 cost for that Gatomon if I had to hard play it to get its effect for the recovery off if I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and block the Modoki Betamon. He's going to go ahead and swing into it. So let's block that. And he will Digivolve into Hexablaumon. And Hexablau does not let anything on all turns. All your opponent's Digimon without a Digivolution can't attack or block. And then he gets to strip a source. Look, no, he's not stripping a source. I just was misreading. Okay. So yeah, Mastemon can't attack here, unfortunately. And then neither could the Gatomon. So unfortunately, that Hexablau really is a nail in the coffin of this deck, because now he can't swing for game with how much stuff is raw played off of Mastemon. BBmon is in inheritables, but BBmon does not go off because it has to be exactly 3 security. He reveals Mojiromon in security, which destroys the Azulongmon, and that does get me a recovery. So I am getting my security back up, but I do believe he has that Digimon again in his sources, so that's +2 off of that. So it doesn't really matter too much because with the baby or with the rookie in the raising area, next turn he is threatening lethal right now. So I would need to be able to get rid of this somehow right now, and unfortunately I cannot trade with the Mastemon because it can't attack because of its effect since Mastemon has no sources. So the only thing here is if I could like climb up fast enough to be able to DP minus it and stuff again, which isn't looking too likely right now since I don't have the War Growlmon in hand. I only have the Rise Greymon, which isn't what I need. Like maybe I could do it and then play it off the TK, see if I could get something I need, but then I would have to hope to survive for that extra turn to be able to get whatever I grab off security and use it effectively. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that, is what I ended up doing, draw off of that, and then I'll be able to Digiverse off of that because might as well, because, you know, at least at this point in the game with lethal being so threatening on board, I don't want to at the very least be choked, and maybe there is something in security that will save me. And I do see Lord Knight, so that is a very good choice for all my rookies in my hand. They could play it out for free. So yeah, in this deck, Lord Knightmon, or Crusadermon, whatever you guys call it, is the backup mega. It's 4 Mastemon, 2 Lord Knights. And Lord Knightmon is just really fantastic and powerful because of the ability to cheat out in Ultimate and Knightmon, which we're not running in this set because this is, or in this deck because this is Mastemon focused. But the other half of its effect, you know, to be able to play out a yellow rookie is extremely powerful, especially in this scenario with cards like Starmon in her hand. If I was able to go into it, unfortunately, I can't go into it without passing turn. Is the problem we're facing here. So I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into the Mastemon because I don't want to give him the 4 memory, but it's kind of what we got to do to be alive at this point. We discard security. That does discard the Gotsumon, so that's really neat to be able to play that out again. And I will do just that. I was lucky. Recovery +1. And then I got 2 blockers on the field. But the thing is, in this case, it doesn't matter because Hexablast's effect is all turns, and Digimon cannot block either if they don't have a source, which they can't. So that is the problem. This is blue is a very, very hard matchup for yellow as a color in general in Booster Set 6, because Booster Set 6 between Moijiramon, the blue ST with Vidramon, Vmon with its Warp Digivolving effect, and Azulongmon, between all those new cards, source discarding, the source stripping archetype has gotten incredibly powerful in Booster Set 6. It is seeing a lot more play because it is a very good deck. It is very able to compete with the top decks right now. And unfortunately for yellow, as an entire color, it has a really bad matchup into it. So Lord Knight is falling off slightly, ever so slightly in Japan, or at least in online testing here while we're playing Tabletop Simulator and the Discourse and stuff. So the prediction right now is looking like, yeah, because it is a very hard matchup. Because Mastemon is playing into all these guys with no sources, it's playing them out. Even if you don't do that, a lot of your rookies have on-play effects, you know, like Starmon, like the Mimicmon, the champion with an on-play effect. A lot of them are like that, so it kind of plays into Blue's effects, which require Digimon with no sources on the field, and it's really unfortunate for yellow. And like, even if you don't want to go to Mastemon route, even if you think Mastemon's like some gimmicky Digimon, you even if you're playing Lord Knightmon, you know, you're still bringing out these rookies with no sources underneath them, so you have to hope to Digivolve. You have to hope you have something to get Digivolve over it. Either way, whichever card you end up going with, you are playing into all these into the main strategy of blue, so it becomes really hard meta for yellow right now. So if you're sick of it, play Booster Set 5 once we get that in English eventually. Good news for you, dark times are over soon. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, but yeah, I have a War Growlmon in my racing area stack right now, and then, or rather breeding area is the English term, correct? Right, because yeah, I'm just so used to racing, so breeding area makes no sense as a term in Digimon. They don't breed their data, and really, the term was already in English. I don't understand why Bandai felt the need to change it, but yeah, it is actually breeding area. It looks like there's some thinking going on, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead. My opponent pays out Modeki Betamon. And then I believe he's gonna... Okay, so he decides against that, but he did move out of the stack, and then he does swing it with his champion. It's destroyed because it's 5k DP revealed in security, and then he'll play out Modeki Betamon. Yeah, because then it doesn't pass turn. I guess he didn't feel he needed that champion too much, which makes me feel like he's bricking. He probably didn't have an ultimate to go into it, so he thought he might as well get some chip damage to swing in security instead of just leaving this body on board, which, yeah, that's definitely a way to play against yellow for sure, since I'm already discarding so much of my own security. I'm going to go ahead and Digiburst to get those nice cards into the trash for Mastemon to be able to play them out later eventually. He just reveals his hand because he's bricking so hard, so I was right about that. Wow. Don't do that. Don't just reveal your whole hand. That's how bad the brick was. Oof, 3 Azulongs in your opening hand. You hate to see it. 3 Megas in your opening hand is really unfortunate. But yeah, it's still a really bad matchup, so let's hope we don't lose it. I'll play up the Starmon after that to be able to clear his entire board, hoping he has no comeback from that. And Digivolve for only 2 into the Mimicmon. I could have played it for 2 as well because it has 3 security now. So I would have been able to play it, gain back the 2 memory, but I don't want to play into his no sources on the field effects. So I went ahead and Digivolve instead. I'll Digivolve for free now that it's my turn. He just hard casted his All Force. Jeez, that is quite the brick there. Giving me 10 whole memory, free to play with. Amazing. I'm at 3, so that Salamon will recover if I swing with it next turn. I discard minus 6,000. Because there's 2 on board, so 6,000, 6,000 is 12,000 DP exactly, which is what All Force, starter deck All Force has, and that destroys him, or that deletes him. So that did not work out too well for my opponent, even though he bricked. And now I'm debating here. I am at 3, so this is live, and this puts him at 1 memory, so yeah, I go ahead and hard cast the Kari. And that puts him exactly 1 memory. And next turn I'll get 1 extra memory off of that Kari because I went ahead and played it out now. So that's fantastic. I don't have the Rise Greymon now. I went to go into War Growlmon instead, so I wouldn't be able to play it out anyways. My opponent just keeps bricking the poor dude, and then he plays that guy. I get an extra memory off Kari because I'm at 3. I will draw, and I wonder if the play here is to choke him again, and then okay, so it looks like I'm going to swing into security first because I might as well. I get to draw off Upa, and then I draw into the Lord Nightmon, so I remember this part. So here I'm debating, do I choke him at 1 with the TK, grab something I may need from security for next turn, like a Blinding Light or something, or just go into Lord Nightmon now? Because if I go into Lord Nightmon now, what is my follow-up? I don't have a good one. I'm getting a 4 memory either way by hard casting that. So I felt that the best choice here was just put him at 1, keep him choked. And then I do get the Mastemon, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And I can't recover because that is a purple Digimon, and TK only lets you recover if you grab a yellow card. So all around very, I don't know if I would change anything, but like all around very questionable decisions. I don't know, I think going into Lord Nightmon would have been fine because I probably would have been, I couldn't, or Crusadermon, I couldn't play anything off it anyways. Like I could only play yellow level 3 rookies or Digimon with Knight in its type. So Digimon into Crusadermon would have been kind of pointless, I want to say. But yeah, what happened here? Oh, he played that blue option card, which discards 2 sources off something and then sends anything with no Digivolution source to the bottom of the deck. And I have no rookie, so yeah. Good thing I didn't go into Mastemon just yet because I would have probably lost that stack too after I committed even more to it. Putting him at 1 memory did give me at least 6 off of that, and I don't think I've accounted for Kari yet. I think he's telling me right now to do that, so I might be going to 7, I'm not sure. But Digivolve, probably not, I guess not. No, yeah, it's looking like it because of Kari. I play Mimicmon for 2, and I play another Mimicmon for 2. We're going to Champion Rush. Unfortunately, I am bricking now. No, okay, so I guess I probably already counted for the memory. But yeah, no, no ultimates to go into over those champions. No rookies to draw. Blinding Light for more memory wouldn't really have done anything but get me closer to lethal. So like I am very close to be able to do something for game, but not quite. If I only had a rookie in security, that would be game. Oh my gosh, it would be so good right now if I had a rookie in that breeding area. And instead I just draw another Blinding Light, which is really unfortunate and does not help me whatsoever because I don't need to get more memory for any reason here. He gets to play that for free, so now I can't even choke him next turn. That reveals the top 4 cards of your deck, which doesn't work because security doesn't play it. It just places it in the field. But next turn he can discard it for 2. No, he gets another one? What? So he gets to play it out for... That card has a delay effect. When you discard it from the field, you get 2 memory. So now he basically has 4 memory on board. So even if I try to choke him, which I can't, I can't because he has that stuff now. So I can't choke him with this terrible hand, and then I wouldn't be able to, if I could with something, it doesn't matter, because he has those 2 cards that are basically 4 free memory next turn. So I mean, I have nothing else to do here but like hard cast one of these guys, or maybe just hard cast a cheaper one at least to put him at 8, or maybe hard cast Crusadermon at this point, so it doesn't matter. He's just gonna get the 2 memory off of that blue option card anyways. I think I end up going for Crusadermon because at the very least, I want hard cast Crusadermon, you can still use this one attacking effect and stuff. So, you know, if I had to, it's definitely the better one. But here, like, I just got unfortunate with the security checks, and then I bricked. I think maybe if I had gone into Crusadermon when I did, instead of going into the TK, I would have maybe drawn into a champion. I don't remember. Or drawn into a rookie. And then I would have still been at 4 security, so it wouldn't have been as close to lethal as I am now, where this puts me in range. So I think playing TK was definitely the bad choice. And I probably should have thought more ahead of depending on what I'm going to grab out of security. So that's the thing, you can't tunnel vision in this game. You got to be very careful. I'm just drawing into more bricks, so that is definitely game here because now he has a Hexa Blowout. So I'm literally not able to swing with anything. I literally just needed one more swing. I literally just need an ultimate here. If I can literally just draw into an ultimate, I can Digivolve. I would now have a source and I'll be able to swing for game. I literally, so that's my fault for not thinking ahead, not grabbing the appropriate cards out of security, or not just going straight into Crusadermon 2 would have also probably been the better choice as well. But then the thing is, again, if I didn't draw into anything good off of that Digivolution off the Crusadermon, how would I be passing memory? Would I be passing him too much? And then he ran away then and there. And it would have been the same result just earlier. Who knows? And here I just end up passing because I gotta hope I can draw into something. Maybe I'm just scooping. Maybe that's just my way of scooping. I don't remember. But yeah, he's gonna reveal Upamon. Because unfortunately, all I needed to do was like top deck an ultimate and I win or something. Unfortunately, there's no level 7s in this deck. There's no Chaos Mons because Lilith or Mastemon is purple. So that would leave the 2 Crusader Mons I run the only level 6 targets for my level 7s if I were to run any yellow level 7s. So it doesn't really work out in this deck. You really got to build it around Mastemon. It's really focused around her rather than anything beyond that. I have 3 Digimon on board with no Digivolution sources. So he gets to Digivolve Azulong for only 2 memory. Such a powerful card. He's security check 1, security check 2. The thing is 13k naturally, which is insane. And then he has a bunch of other cards on the field, but it doesn't even matter because Azulong restands with Majoramon's effect. So that was the duel. Mastemon is a really fun deck, but for these reasons, it's why I'm saying it's a tier 2 deck. And I've had other people agree with me, Huang Zero, we've been talking in the Discord and stuff, agreeing that yeah, this is a fairly solidly tier 2 deck, but there is this build of yellow at the very least doesn't have too much of explosiveness once you actually get your top end out, so you gotta hold up and wait for a whole nother stack to at least get into your ultimate level, you know, to start digibursting and stuff to get another offensive stack out. And then your other decks can grind you out. It has a terrible blue matchup, which is a really popular deck right now. So yeah, it's a fun deck, and I definitely recommend you guys trying it out. Yeah, it may be hard to play in the current meta, but like, it is still super fun. I love all these cool shenanigans of like destroying stuff with all your on-play and hair doubles because of Mastemon and the other stuff you're hardcasting. It's a really cool deck. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was really fun recording and commentating over it. Let me know what I could do better in the next videos, what you would like to see in the next duels. And until those next videos, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.